So I was recently back in Georgia and decided to host a get-together to bring some folks that I haven't met before and build my network. And when I was sitting there, someone I had never seen before came up to me and said, "You're Andrew from Nomad Capitalist, right?" And I said, "Yes." And she says, "You wouldn't believe how many people are calling me forming Georgia companies because you said so." Hey, I'm Andrew Henderson, and if you'd like to learn how our Nomad Capitalist team can help you develop your own holistic offshore strategy, you can learn more at nomadcapitalist.com. So imagine my surprise when someone I've never met comes up to me and says that so many people have been calling her because I told them to go and start a company in Georgia. Now, if you're new to this channel, I'm not talking about Georgia, the state in the United States. We're talking about Georgia, the country, capital Tbilisi, and distance from Atlanta far. So we've been talking about Georgia here as a country at Nomad Capitalist for 5 or 6 years. I've been investing there for most of that time. I've done relatively well. We've talked about banking and investing and all kinds of different things in Georgia. But let me remind you of a key point that we talk about here as well. Go where you're treated best. And what that means is you cherry pick the best things from over here, cherry pick the best things from over there. And so when I heard that I had been allegedly telling everyone to go and set up a company in Georgia, I was kind of shocked because yes, Georgia has an interesting banking system. Yes, there are a lot of opportunities there. Yes, I think it's a decent place to spend some time if you're living the nomad capitalist lifestyle. Some people might even enjoy being there full time. I've seen a lot of people who have transitioned from living all over the world to living in Tbilisi and really enjoying it. But here's the catch. I never said set up a company in Georgia. Now, should you? Well, there's a number of factors that are important. If you're running a location-independent business, if you're doing what we talk about where you're leaving your home country, you're getting your ducks in a row to live a low-tax or zero-tax lifestyle, and you're looking for a jurisdiction to house your business, then Georgia may not be the best option. Because while Georgia recently changed their tax code to somewhat emulate that of Estonia, where you can retain earnings in the company and not have to pay tax on them until you distribute them, a fact, by the way, that may not gel with your own home country's tax system, such as in the United States, so you always want to do the proper planning there. But eventually, you take the profits of that company, you are going to pay tax. You're going to pay about 20% tax. And so, if I'm setting up a company for my business, I'm probably not going to go to a jurisdiction where I'm going to pay 20% tax, and where yes, I have great access to banking, business banking is fine, I can have multiple different currencies, but go to TBC Bank or go to Bank of Georgia and ask to get a merchant account. Oh yeah, you want a credit card? No, I'd like to accept credit cards. Okay, we have many credit cards. No, you don't understand. Like my customers want to pay me with like a Visa card. We don't know what you're talking about, right? Now, there are ways to work around that. You could have multi-tiered structures, but while I do love Georgia, no one country is best at anything. That's what we talk about here. Now, where I think having a Georgian company could be interesting is if you're looking to start some kind of business in Georgia. One thing I talk about is if you're a young entrepreneur, go to a higher probability market and start something that doesn't exist, that maybe already does exist where you live. Companies like Rocket Internet have done this for years all around the world. Some of their companies have been successful, some of them haven't. But go and take ideas that are working where you're from and implement them in countries where they don't have it yet. There are plenty of relatively straightforward businesses that don't exist in Georgia. There's lots of innovation in the restaurant, in the food service space. You're seeing more and more apps come in, taxi apps, food delivery apps, that kind of thing. But there are some pretty basic service businesses. I've been investing there for 5 years. I know literally 2 good real estate agents. One only sells, one does it all. 2 agents, 2. Like a lot of the places we go, I spent a week looking at property in Mexico City. I found like 7 good agents in a week. So the real estate business, other service businesses are businesses that could be successful in Georgia. And so if you're going to live there, and or do business there, then a Georgian company probably makes sense. After all, if you have Georgian source income, just run that through your Georgian company. But the thing that I think people don't consider when they're just trying to set up their location independent business is, what kind of deductions can I take in this company? You know, what are the tax obligations? What are the filing obligations? How does this gel with the tax situation in the place that I'm leaving, especially if I'm a US citizen? There's lots of questions. And so if you're hearing me talk about Georgia and you're thinking that that means just do anything and everything in Georgia, then I'm here to tell you that's not my intention. You want to research every place that you go and bank. Is it the best? When you're setting up your company, is it the best? I think there are a lot of opportunities in Georgia. But if you're asking me, is it the best place to set up a robust company to do business all over the world? I think that the government is trying to get it there. I'm not sure it's quite there today. How can Nomad Capitalist help you? 4 ways. Number 1, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to make sure you get our new video every day. Number 2, get a copy of Nomad Capitalist, the book. You'll learn a lot of my personal experiences over a dozen years of studying this stuff, as well as exactly some of the strategies that you can use to build your Nomad Capitalist plan. Number 3, if you're not sure where to start, but you want to come and learn from my team and I, you want to come and mingle with like-minded people, learn more about our live conference, Nomad Capitalist Live. It's coming up soon. And number 4, if you want some help right now because you've got a burning issue, you need something solved, you want to lower your taxes, get a second passport, or build the Nomad Capitalist lifestyle of your dreams, go to nomadcapitalist.com and click on Become a Client.